As we planned out the basics of our short film, we cast our friend Henry Alabi as the main character Dylan because he fitted our requirements being a male in his late teens. In the filming of our main task, I realised that as a cinematographer, I needed to ensure that Henry was presented as the main focus throughout the whole film in order to be able to effectively convey our story to potential audiences. We did exactly that by including him in as many of the scenes we shot as possible. By the time I had finished editing, the only times that Henry was not on screen were during shots which were from his point of view as Dylan. I translated this concept in both of my supporting ancillary tasks, keeping Henry as the main point of focus by utilising portraits of him in character as the headlining images for both my film poster and my magazine review. I attempted to display that Henry was in the character of Dylan by having him wear the Gillingham FC kit in both photos. This itself was seen in the finale of the short film, which signified the culmination of Dylan's story, having fulfilled his dreams by being able to play football professionally for Gillingham. I also decided that it would be a good idea to implement blue as a colour theme, since it was evident in the Gillingham kit used in all three of my texts. The meaning behind the colour was also useful, as its main connotations of tranquility and calmness were both positive attributes that contributed in some way towards Dylan's mindset in the film, as he seeks to improve himself and achieve his dreams. In the short film, these colours are noticeable in the training montage, where Dylan's elevated mindset comes into play. In addition to this, I colour graded the final scene specifically so that the blue colours seen in the sequence would thoroughly stand out to the viewer. I continued this explicit implementation of theme into my magazine review as well, where I additionally used blue to add colour to other features such as the tagline, page header and footer. Even though this sense of colour was not as evident in my film poster, it was the only piece of print media where I attempted to make my audience aware of other means by which they could learn more about the film. I did this through 3 links, one for the film's main website, which I felt would act as the primary source of information. I also added links to the film's fictional Twitter and Facebook pages. I thought that as well as being sources of information, these links could also link the viewer to other members of the film's fan base, where they could more actively interact with the film and its marketing campaign by sharing the excitement about the upcoming release. Lastly, in regards to the typeface used for the film, I also kept the font of the Tenacity title the same across both print media pieces. I specifically chose this thick font because I felt it represented the obstacles and challenges that the main character has had to face on his journey towards becoming a professional football player. Overall, I feel that the synergistic elements of my film combined well enough to create a discernible sense of brand identity, although it perhaps would have been slightly more effective if I had added a few more codes to really help emphasize the desired effect.